Welcome back to A Little Birdie Told Me. We are in season 9 and I'm so happy to be back. We have a brilliant season ahead and we start with episode 1 and Joanna Cluskey, also known as Styled by Jo.ie. She is a personal shopper, a stylist, a model and a mum of 3. And this conversation was such a beautiful chat between two women. I really hope you enjoy it. To all my gorgeous listeners, because every parent deserves peace of mind, I'm thrilled to share that this episode is brought to you in partnership with Optimal Follow-On Milk, the #1 follow-on milk brand in Ireland. Optimal Follow-On Milk is a product you can trust. It's specially designed to support babies' growth and development as it contains calcium and vitamin D, which contributes to the normal growth and development of bone. With over 50 years of dedicated breast milk research, Optimal Follow-On Milk brings science and care together to support your baby's journey. Optimal Follow-On Milk, your life, our science. Important notice, breastfeeding is best. Follow-on milk should be used as part of a mixed diet from 6 months. Please speak to a healthcare professional for advice. To verify #1, contact the Optimal Care Line. Well, it is so nice to be back in a new season. Season 9 of A Little Birdie Told Me, back with a bang, and I'm absolutely honoured. New year, fresh start, January, and to have this glowing goddess in studio. Absolutely thrilled. So welcome to A Little Birdie Told Me, styled by Jo. Well, it's Joanna Cluskey. I'm like, Jo.ie, Jo. And I'm just like, what am I calling
all the
this
Joes.
lady?
Yeah,
All the
no,
Joes.
Jo to most people now. Jo as a friend.
I love Jo. Jo is great.
Okay.
She is a content creator. She is a model. Everybody loves her style. She styles people, but she was also a teacher for many years and has stepped out of that to kind of get into this line of work and see how that goes.
Yes.
And is doing fabulously well, married to a teacher as well. And we've so much to chat about. Welcome.
So much to chat about. Thank you so much. That's great.
I'm so honoured to have you on. What did you think when I asked you?
I really like what you do and I love your buzz. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And yeah, I said no to a few different podcasts, but I just like, no, this is the right time. I'm going to do it. And January for me, I'm going to say yes to everything.
Oh,
so
great.
I'm like, this is it. Yeah.
Like any opportunity, keep
any
going.
opportunities. I need to just, say yes to everything and take this as my year to kind of step out of my comfort zone a little bit, I think.
Kind of, you're an inspirational woman. I know we bandy that word around a lot, but you were saying to me there, you kind of hit 40 and you were like, there's certain things I wanted to do and I wanted to give them my absolute all.
Yeah.
You've 3 beautiful children, you have a husband, you have a beautiful home in Galway, you've lots going on, but you were a bit like, what else is there out there for me?
Yeah, I felt
Love
that there was something, I suppose, I spent all my life worrying about what other people thought of me.
Oh!
All my life.
Why is that now?
I suffer with anxiety and it's something that I always had. I was actually at Miriam and Jerry Hussey's event last night, Light Up, and Jerry said, they're amazing, that comparison is the thief of joy. I think I grew up in an environment of comparing and not feeling I was good enough and all my life.
A lot of women do, and we've had that. That's a narrative for most of my seasons on Birdie of women who've come out of that darkness of just caring what other and finding their little light.
Not pretty enough, not good enough,
not
tall enough, not a good enough mom, not a good, it's really, really hard.
It's really hard.
But when I hit 40, it was like, I just felt, you know what, there's more to this, there's more to me being a mom. I love teaching, but it's a vocation and it's a day in, day out and it's getting really hard. Teaching is getting really hard. And I really admire teachers that work full-time because it's full on, and if you have small kids, it's exhausting. And I always remember my mum saying to me that if you're a teacher and you're teaching small kids and then you come home to your own kids, it's really hard to manage that and to be able to stay calm all the time. So I watched...
And to leave it behind, I'd say.
Yeah, and I've always taught in Jeshban 1 schools, so they'd be very disadvantaged. So you see it all, and it's really hard to not take it home with you, and it's upsetting. But also you get great crack out of those kids, and they're lovely, and you can give so much to them. But when Cuan, I have 3 kids, and when Cuan was born, I decided to job share.
Okay.
I met a lady, and she was like, I job share, and I was like, you what?
You're like,
how
brilliant.
does this work? Yeah. So she goes, yeah, I do 3 days, 2 days, and then I have more time at home with my kids. So I was like, how did I not think of this before? Because I always worked full-time up until that. So I job shared when I had Cuan, and he is now gone 6. And it was just amazing. It opened up a whole new world for me. So then I said, I was sitting down one night with a group of girls, and we had all just turned 40, and they said, would you not do something with your Instagram? You love style.
Were you styling and modelling prior in your job?
I modelled with First Option way back when. It was like Ireland's Next Top Model or one of those things. We were on the Late Late Show. It was hilarious.
How long is that?
Oh my God, I was 20 maybe.
Okay.
So
you were doing all that kind of stuff, but then you kind of settled into your job and career.
Yeah. And like I trained in London. I did my teaching in London, and in London for me the style. Like I was in Borough Market at the weekends, and I was so broke I couldn't buy anything. I was
shop
like,
in Oxford Street, London
the
was
top
great.
shop. I would just go up and down and look. So I was always into fashion, and my mom was amazing fashion. So to cut a long story short, one of the girls said to me, "Go on, do something with your Instagram there now. Just go for it. Start putting up what you're wearing. Start putting up what products you're using." And I was absolutely shitting it, because you're opening yourself up to a whole world of, oh my God, what
and here you are, a woman who's opened with, gorgeous, accomplished woman, but you've opened with there, I really cared what other people thought. And then you're completely in the line of like, what's your, does she get worked into her face? Is she parenting? You're just opening yourself, but yet, if you can take that, if you can manage that, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah, I think I was at the stage of my life. My mum, I don't know if she wanted me to say this, she actually cried when she saw I was doing the Instagram thing. She said, "Jo, don't do this. Someone is going to say something to you and you're going to end up in hospital. You're going to be back feeling like anxiety and depression, and this is not for you." And my husband was really nervous about it as well. He said, "Jo, I actually don't get it. I don't get what you're doing here."
Was it a kind of a challenge to yourself that actually I am more resilient than you think? I'm well able. I have so much to give. Like, look at all these other women. Let them.
Just come and
look at all these other women doing it, and I've actually loads to give. I'm a smart woman, and I know how to, market
I can
myself.
Cope now,
yeah, you
I
can.
Think. And I've had my kids, and I'm in a good place in my life and in my head. And it just kind of took off from there.
For how long? How long ago?
I'm just doing it 3 years, so I'm a newbie. I still feel a newbie. I feel like there's a lot of OGs in the Instagram world, and sometimes I meet them. I'm like, oh God.
But you blew up. You've amassed a huge following. Is that brand partnership? Is that just pushing? Is that every day keeping on it? Like
every day consistency coming on.
How did you build that?
And like coming on, chatting on the stories. And I think my most thing that comes back from people is you're real.
I love that you see it as a business. I love that you are not...
Yeah, I think I'm only saying that now.
No, I love that you haven't just got, it's a thing I do, it's a bit of crack. I love that you're like, this is a business model, Rebecca. Like, I do my bit of modelling, but I also style, I have content creation, and I'm killing it. Like, this is smart.
Yeah, so I took a career break in June. I went to my principal, who is the nicest guy ever, and you're supposed to apply for a career break in February, the February previous to the year you want the year off. And in June, it was like, I actually had one night and I was in tears at home, and I just said to Danny, I don't know what to do. I can't juggle it all. I'm teaching, I'm modelling, I'm styling, I'm trying to be a good wife to you, I'm trying to be a good mom, and I'm not doing any of them right. I couldn't juggle all the balls.
Absolutely everyone listening to this podcast, including myself, can go, yep.
Yeah, I feel like I was at school.
Nothing is good.
Yeah, I was at school, I was thinking about content creation. I was doing my content creation, I was like, I need to do this report for school. I didn't want to feel like I was letting my job share partner down. I was in Dublin on my days off. So it literally hit me one night, and I was in tears with Danny, and I said, I don't know what to do. I feel like I need to take a career break. And he was so supportive, and he's so sound. I talk about Danny a bit, he's allergic to social media, but I get him on the odd time. And he was like, just go for it. Just go in and ask Colin, who's my boss.
Did he say what you should do, that you should go and like do a course, or was he like, you do you? Like, was there any of him prompting?
He had seen, I suppose, my growth, and he realised, okay, actually there is something in this. And Jo is good at this, and she's okay doing this, and no one is going to upset her, and she can, I think he'd finally started to see it as a business. Now, he was also very practical in that, okay, so if it doesn't work out, you can still go in and sub. So as a teacher, you can, if say in January and February it's dead and I'm sitting at home going, I have to pay the mortgage and there's no work coming in, I can go back as a sub and take days. So that was really reassuring to me. I was like, oh, I kind of didn't think of that I'm not leaving it, I'm just taking a step away from it for the year. My boss was so
This
sound.
won't be a year though, this will be 5 to 10 years. This is not going to be a year of you taking a year out.
I know.
And you're obviously a brilliant teacher and can go back. You're not going to go back anytime soon.
And my boss actually said to me, and he's a man, and he was so kind and so caring, and he said, Jo, if I had the opportunity to do this, I would do it.
How great for someone to
he's
go,
a legend.
Off you pop. We're going to miss you, but I'm not going to harbour resentment over this.
And it's too late for a board meeting. It's too late to make any decisions, but I'm going to do this for you. Obviously, I ran it by my job share partner first, but she was so supportive as well. So it all worked out. I met them on their staff night out last Friday, and it was just so lovely to hear about school and stuff, but I'm also in such a different world now.
Do you have a grief and miss it every day? Obviously the students, and you were brilliant, but do you have that impending feeling every day when you wake up still? Because June, July, I would have left my job in July too, of grief, and I miss it, and what have I done, and or not at all?
Not at all yet. But like when it comes down to, as my mother would say, a permanent pensionable job.
No, let's not do that.
Like come Easter holidays, excuse me, and the summer holidays when you're paid to be a teacher and you're paid to be on your holidays, which is great. Now you earn those holidays. I think that's when I'll be like, oh, okay. But I think that will give me the motivation to continue to grow and to bring in.
But you think you've always listened to other people's perspective on what you should do? Like you've said your mum twice now about your pensionable job.
Yeah, I know.
Have you siblings?
I have a sister, yeah.
But is this kind of that generation that we're always really scared of?
Yeah, I
being
think so.
happy?
And my mom was a teacher and a principal.
And that's great for her,
Yeah.
and that's great for Danny.
But I think I was always afraid of change. And I think this year is going to be the change for me.
Your life is really short.
Yeah.
It's long in parts, but life is really short.
And just, I feel as a woman as well, just go for it. Just don't let anyone hold you back. Whether it be your partner or you're thinking about kids at home.
And you're lucky your partners, but there are women whose partners would not be chill about them.
Would not like them being online and not like the whole
But just even taking a career, like what you're taking a career break with kids and a mortgage, it's like, you can do this. Yeah. You spoke there, your mom, who you've spoken about, so that she's a huge influence and obviously impact and emotional tie to you. And which is gorgeous because you're a mom yourself, but you spoke there about how she said, I'm wondering how you'll cope, anxiety, depression, back in hospital. Did you have a very bad low time?
I did. I had a lot of low times not throughout my teens. My teens, I was really confident. When I look back at school, I would have sang on stage, I would have been in all the school operas, and I had lots of friends. And then college hit me like a brick. I was lonely, I missed home. I went to Limerick. I chose to go to Limerick. Limerick's a great college. It was fabulous. But I just realised I hadn't my family around me. I felt very, I think it was the loneliness. I think from leaving home and leaving the family home. And I was just like, oh God, I
Are you a comfort creature?
I'm a creature of habit.
Okay.
I love my home comfort.
Stability.
Yeah. And I think I just got a bit lost. And it was a time where I felt very... To be honest, I didn't know if I'd be able to finish college. Like I went through a really hard time.
Did you have friendships and relationships there?
I had friendships. I didn't have great male relationships. Like I would have always gone for the guy who would have brought me down, or would have had an issue that maybe I thought I could
fix.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
I was the fixer.
Ah, sure stuff.
But then I was not fixing anything within myself. I was then miserable myself.
Pouring yourself.
And I always had a boyfriend. I think I always felt like I had to have this perfect setup, but it actually wasn't making me happy at all, because I wasn't actually looking at what I wanted and what I needed. And I did. I got through college, and then I found it really hard. I moved to Dublin and I worked in recruitment and sales during the Celtic Tiger
Why did you move
times.
to Dublin? You just want to get out? Change?
Yeah, I did a business degree, business and marketing. So I wasn't always a teacher, and I was like, it was kind of the done thing. You go to Dublin and do your couple of years in the business world. And that then opened up a whole new, oh my God, that was so overwhelming, and sales is driven and everyone was so driven and everyone was
targets and stress.
Yeah, I was wearing a suit into work, and I was like, and again, I was living in an apartment on my own in Dublin, and it was overwhelming. So I'm very open. I'm on medication. I take medication for anxiety, and I have done since then.
Since then?
Since then.
So 20s?
Since my 20s.
So you hit a wall of like, I'm actually not finding the big bad world that great to cope in.
Yeah.
I'm not coping. You sought help.
Yeah.
And you got medication then.
I got
medication. Never come off.
And I went to a psychiatrist, and he kind of mentioned medication, and I said, oh God, I'm a failure. That's not good. Am I going to be one of these people who's going to be on medication? That's not good. And I think I grew up in a society where you do not talk about this. You do not talk about medication. You don't talk about anxiety. You just get on with it. But I think that's what I want. I want women to feel like it's okay. It's okay if you're struggling. And medication's not for everyone. I'm not a doctor. It's only my experience and what I've been through. I did come off it one summer. When I was feeling mighty in Marbella. Life was great. I was like, everything is amazing. And I came back that September and I hit a wall. And I went back into the hospital to meet my psychiatrist. And he said, why would you come off it? When things are going good, that's when you stay doing what you're doing. Don't change anything. You know, he said, you're just this type of person that needs a bit of boost of serotonin, and that's fine.
When you say hit a wall, because I find this quite an emotional conversation. When you say hit a wall, what does that feel like for you? Because people sometimes don't understand on the outside, and some people, women, will really understand. Some women will be going through dark depression, never have gotten help or medication. Some women are going through perimenopause or menopause. Some women are really struggling to get pregnant. what did hitting a wall look like for you? Because on the outside, we're like, she must have a great life.
Oh yeah, and everything is perfect. And I didn't even know I'd get into this today, so it's mad. It's like we didn't even have a pre-chat.
Sorry, Joe.
No, it's good. I think this is good. Hitting a wall for me is waking up in the morning and the tightness in your chest that you feel like you can't breathe. So it's more anxiety for me than depression. There was nothing really making me sad, or there's no deep, dark history. I had a great childhood.
Anxiety, worry.
Really, really, and bad thoughts.
About yourself.
Unrational thoughts.
So intrusive thoughts, no one's going to accept me today,
Yes,
I'm not going to do it.
I'm not good enough. Today is not going to be a good day. I'm not going to be a good enough mom.
Wow.
Something bad is going to happen. Thoughts that aren't, and I think actually a lot of women are now experiencing that as also in perimenopause and menopause, and saying, what is this feeling? This is not...
It's not
me.
just
I don't
the
feel
flushes
myself.
and it's not just the period stopping. It's funny, anxiety seems to be a massive
So
part.
whether it's the HRT or it's the medication or whether it's mindfulness or CBT, whatever works for you, go and do it. Just go and do it, because it's... And I will never come off the medication. I just need it. And the amount of women that reached out to me when I posted my morning routine, and at the end of the routine was my daily pill, they were like, oh my God, like, maybe this is what I need. Or a lot of women had shame that they were on medication and they thought they weren't good enough, that, or why did I need this? Or maybe their husbands were like, I don't get it. What do you know, what's going on here? Why do you need it?
Do you pinpoint, like, you seem to, I mean, I don't know, but you had probably a nice childhood, your sister.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
do you pinpoint, there's no trauma really there that we know of. Do you pinpoint a lot of this from the loneliness in college and the real feeling of isolation and maybe bad relationships? Or do you think it's really just genetic? It was in you, maybe you always had it and it surfaced when you became an adult. Do you know if there's some reason that clicked in?
I think there's a little bit of both. I think there's definitely maybe a history of it in, say, back in my family's history, going way back. But then I had the most beautiful upbringing in the most beautiful home. And there was no trauma there. So it's a funny one. I just think
do you also wonder
hormones for me is
yeah,
what I
but do you
think
also wonder with that, with the beautiful upbringing, right? So there's no trauma there, no. Do you also wonder with that, then when you get out into the big bad world and you have had a pretty safe experience, the expectations of life, not even sheltered or entitled, but the expectations of life, people are good people. I trust people are good. Things are going to work out.
Yeah.
And when you see those knocks in college, shitty relationship, people drinking, maybe abusive moments there, not maybe getting the job you wanted, friendships being bitchy, you suddenly, and maybe you're a bit like me, you're an empath, you worry what people think, you suddenly see it ain't so great out there. And that can have a massive knock on your neck.
And if you're let down by someone, or you're let down by something that you weren't expecting, or you have a boyfriend who, you know, does something to upset you and you just weren't ready for it, and you're let down by life, and then
it's
you
like
realise
a truck, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't have the tools to cope.
You've hit the nail on the head.
I had no tools to cope.
Okay, you've hit the nail on the head, because I think there's a lot of women from that generation who maybe didn't have deep, dark traumas or much to talk about. Maybe it wasn't perfect, but you're correct. We didn't have the tools to be resilient, and our parents had so much hardship in ways, a different time, fighting for this. And then they gave us these beautiful childhoods, and maybe we were sent out into the world. There was the boom days. It was pretty good in Ireland at that time before recession.
Crack, like
the
you
crack.
could
We
have
went
gone
on our
wild.
trips and J1s.
Yeah.
But those tools, when things got hard, recessions hit, marriages broke down, relationships, I don't know if we had them.
No, we didn't. I wasn't equipped with what I needed. And you can go to see a psychiatrist and you can go on medication, but you also need those tools of self-care and how to look after yourself and how to mind yourself, because no one else is going to do that for you. I think I was waiting for someone to come and mind me and wrap me up, and that's not the case.
When you met your husband, were you honest about your issues with anxiety? Or
from the very start, and he was the first man I met that didn't have any deep, dark traumas or issues, and I was like, there has to be something wrong with him here somewhere. There's something. And he was so normal and so nice and so kind and so caring. And I opened up to him straight away, which I had never done with anyone else. And he has no history of depression or anxiety, never came across it. So he actually bought a book on it. He went and he bought a book on how to, I know, I forget what the book was called, but to learn a bit more about it.
Wow, he's a keeper.
He's a keeper, yeah. We're nearly 18 years together now, and he was amazing, yeah.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for talking about that. I find that really emotional, because I think men and women, and we need to like really emphasize that. I have a lot of male friends really suffer in silence, and everyone will go, but you have a great life, you have a great girlfriend, you have a great job, or you have a great boyfriend. life is not easy. Some of us really suffer, you know. Getting pregnant, so you obviously meet this gorgeous man who's willing to take this on because he just loves you so much and is like, she just rocks.
I was like, are you mad?
But the pregnancies, did they exacerbate any anxiety?
Absolutely.
I was going to say, that's a funny time for women who suffer with...
Yeah, and I
because she's 3 beautiful kids. She didn't just go and have 1 or 2, she decided to have 3.
I decided to have 3, and like we could do a whole other podcast on pregnancies and labour for me, because I am not the poster girl for pregnancy. I had horrendous pregnancies. It's a long story, but I have fibromyalgia and I was diagnosed.
Can you explain what that is?
So it's a condition where you feel pain in certain parts of the body.
So it's like an immune
ongoing,
system?
Yeah, or like immune, battling this kind of constant pain in the body, and your inflammation markers are up all the time.
Is it in the body you're born or stress related?
I feel it was brought on with stress.
Okay.
I don't think I was born with it.
Okay.
And I think it's also a thing that's brought on with anxiety and society and...
Jesus.
Yeah, now it's not, a lot of people think it's in your head.
It's not
in your
ME,
head.
is it?
No, it's not ME. I did get all the tests for that, no. And a lot of people would have, along with fibromyalgia, that have ME, chronic fatigue comes with it.
Okay, yeah.
The anxiety, IBS, it's
yes,
all linked.
Everything gut and...
Yes, all related. But I was told I wouldn't have kids from the rheumatologist. When I was with Danny, who was then my boyfriend, and because I wouldn't be able to physically carry the child, and then I wouldn't be able to lift the child.
Because the pain was so bad?
Because the pain was so bad. And I was on a lot of medication. I was on morphine, I was on injections, so I was probably so drugged up anyway that there was no chance of me being able to conceive. But I came off everything. I came off everything myself. I wanted to be a mom. I knew from the very early days that I wanted to be a mom. That was I think it's in you. I think you want babies, and it just...
I was pushed against this, like I'm not a mom girl, I'm not going to have kids.
Yeah.
We had our first kid and I was like, how do I tell him I want to have loads? I just love being a mom.
Yeah,
but I definitely used to push against that.
Okay.
The narrative was I'm a career girl.
And I know, and then you spend all your life thinking, oh Jesus, imagine what if I get pregnant by accident?
God,
and then all you want is when you do is to have a baby. But I did. I came off all the medication myself, and I got pregnant with Fia. And she was born in 2015, and I was able to carry her, and I was able to walk. I did get postnatal depression. Not a diagnosed thing that I went in. They said this is what, but I cried all the time. I didn't want Danny to leave me because I was afraid that something would happen to the baby.
So overwhelming thoughts.
Totally overwhelming. Okay. I was unlucky with my public health nurse because I was trying to breastfeed. I was trying to do my best, and she at the time was like, "Give her a bottle, give her a bottle."
Oh, I had a bit of that.
We were all bottle fed. Give her a bottle. We were all raised on cow's milk.
It's great, isn't it?
And I was like,
helpful, right?
I'm trying my best here in June. And again, I set the standard for myself that I must breastfeed. I must be the perfect mom. My baby must sleep the night. I must.
Are you perfectionist?
Yes.
It's hard.
110%.
That's exhausting.
Yeah, it's exhausting, yeah. And that's something I still need to work on. But yeah, Sophia was amazing. She's 10 now. She's my baby. She's absolutely gorgeous. And I see pieces of me in her. I see the worrier.
Yes, I'm identifying stuff like that as mad.
The life out of me.
No, it'll be beautiful.
But I want her to talk to me. And I think she can talk to me, and she knows. And she tells me about the feeling in her chest. Whereas I wouldn't have known how to say that when I was 10.
My daughter would say I have a butterfly.
My butterfly.
And I'd be like, oh, what you mean? It's really... And I'm like, okay.
But isn't that amazing that she can say that now?
Well, she's kind of describing it in a kind of very... She's only turned 8, so she's imagining, but it's beautiful. Yeah, I suppose it's upsetting, but it's...
Yeah. And actually, Jerry Hussey said last night between the ages of 0 and 8 that's the time that the child soaks up every single emotion in the household and everything that's going on. I went, oh my God, like
that's great,
0
isn't it?
and 8, crazy.
Well, the guilt is gone.
No, I know. I'm like,
sure, might as well go back now. I've ruined all of them.
No, but we're doing our best. We're doing our best, and that's all we can do.
That's interesting, emotions of the house, because I know if there's ever tension or stress or, when I was leaving my job or there's a fight or then we were trying to get pregnant, you do see it in your kids.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, this
is
life.
Like. Yeah, and you really want to bring them up in the best way you can, but there's also societal things. And then I decided then to go straight away again and have a second baby.
So how long did the postnatal depression, or did it just kind of, you treated it? Did you go back on your meds?
I didn't come off the meds throughout. I was recommended, that I was on a safe medication at the time to stay on that low dose throughout the whole pregnancy. and don't come off it. And that worried me. Oh my God, what if my baby is born with...
No, I mean...
Everything was fine. Everything was fine. And she was born a really, really healthy baby. And I decided to go again, straight away again, 14 months later. Because I was like, I'm in this now. I may as well just go for it. And we were really lucky. We got pregnant again really quickly. But Fela's pregnancy was really hard. I was on crutches. I had pelvic girdle pain. I couldn't put on weight.
Is this to do with the fibromyalgia or is completely not?
I'd say it's a mix. Yeah, I'd say my body maybe wasn't ready to go
You
to
hadn't
do it
had
again.
they say 2 years.
Yeah, I didn't wait the 2 years.
Because I remember feeling like crap at about 19 months and someone saying, you're literally postpartum. I was like, I'm not. And she's like, no, we are.
Like I was still, all those hormones were still, like I had just finished breastfeeding and I got pregnant again with Fela. Now I have no regrets. I look back and the two of them, there's 14 months between them and they're the best friends.
But it was not an easy time.
It was not an easy time. It was mental. It was a blur. And then I also felt guilt because I missed a lot of work in between Fee and Fela because I was so sick with pregnancies. So I had that guilt of not being at school and yeah, so it was a lot. So I took a break with
Does
Cuan.
it ever stop?
No, no, it doesn't. It's just
The
like...
guilt of health, the guilt of work, the guilt of your marriage, the guilt of your kids.
Yeah.
You carry a lot.
Yeah, we do. I think we do. As women, we carry guilt a lot more than maybe our partners do. But I think you're coming out the other side now. And now it's like, okay, this is time for me now. And this is...
How long did it take for your third?
Cuan, we waited 2 years. And then the first few months I wasn't sick. I was like, because I had hyperemesis in all three. And I'd go into the hospital, they'd put me on a drip and I'd feel mighty. And I'd go home, then I'd feel shocking. But I was sick with Cuan. But I had an amazing birth with him. I squatted him out. I was at the side of the bed and I did yoga. I did all the things that, your third child, you're like, I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to do this great now. And he flew out and it was the most amazing experience. And he's my little boy that is just like mummy's boy. And he's amazing. He's 6 now.
Were you calmer? Were you happier in that postpartum?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Do you
I
know
was ready
why?
for
Is
this.
that just anxiety or?
And I'd say maybe just a learning curve. Like at my first, I spent the whole time worrying. And then Fela was a bit of a blur because I had 2 under 2. For a while there I had 3 under 3 when Cuan was born. And then I had great support. Like Danny was a great support throughout it. And I think as the 2 girls got a bit older, he could kind of look after them when I was looking after Cuan. But to have a little boy and to see him with his daddy and all the sports, and he's into rugby and he's into soccer, and he still comes into the bed with me every morning at 3 or 4.
Same with my 2.
And he puts one leg around my legs and one arm around me. And we snuggle, and I'm like, that's just so special. And the girls still, I go to bed with my girls at night time, and then Danny lifts them out.
Same, yeah.
And I don't want that to change. I'm like, as long as you want to come into the bed with me, you can stay with me. It's just so special.
You've built an amazing life, right?
Yeah,
like you've built this. You lived in Dublin. You told me you've
around the corner from here.
Stunning house down in Galway and Presentation Road that you've done up. You created this world and home life. Your husband does music at night. He's a great partner. You're fairly feckin' resilient for someone who's battered. Like people might go, "Oh, she's perfect." You haven't had a perfect time of it. You had a feckin' hard time of it.
And we're grafters,
Yeah.
Like
doesn't come easy.
Doesn't come easy. Like we're double jobbing and we're trying to make it work and we're trying to have the best life for our kids, I guess. And
do you kind of enjoy that?
Yeah,
That you're powering in.
I think I always have to have a challenge.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever I decided then in September, I'll go back to college and I'll do a colour analysis course with London College's style because I won't have enough to do in September. September won't be busy enough.
That must be quite enjoyable.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But every Wednesday I was in college and I was online, and I just sent in my assignments there, and it was amazing. And that again is going to add to my styling business because I want to bring colour to women.
Box ticking, getting it done, having it
but
for
part of me
people.
said, why not wait till January when things are a bit quieter? But it's done now, and it was amazing, yeah. And I met lovely people through that, and now I can add that service to my
But you're
styling.
inspiring your girls.
I'm looking at your colour today, and you're like...
You're inspiring your girls. And
I'm inspiring them to grow and to
you know
learn.
What I mean?
And
it's back to that piece from your mom, like pensionable job, and that's beautiful that your mom cares so deeply, but you're not going to do that to your kids.
Not get stuck.
But you're not going to say that to your kids.
I'm not.
I know you're not going to say, but what about you're going to say, what do you know you can work hard at, you have to make a living, but that fills you with joy.
Yeah, like Fia wants to be an artist, and she
Great.
sits and she draws, and I'm like, you do this, you go for this. I don't care whether it's permanent or pensionable or you get your big lump sum at the end. Just go with what you feel, and her uncle is an amazing artist. So yeah, it's all very exciting for them.
You're out of the massive trenches with kids. You're in a hugely busy period with activities, school, holiday. Like it's a busy time, but you're out of that deep, dark trenches. How is your mental health and your fibromyalgia now? Like how are you feeling? Because you look glowing and great, but do you struggle?
Thank you. I feel great. I'm doing the best that I've ever been, probably pain-wise. To manage it now, I don't take pain medication. I do have to work hard to keep my stress levels low, because when your stress is increased, your pain is increased. Because obviously everything tenses up. And
would workouts in the gym not accentuate stress?
I don't.
So you can't do the hits and the circuits and the bullshit.
I can't run.
Right. So anything that brings that, some
Yes.
people need, like I would need something that'll bring me, and then you cannot do that because you're fighting against that. So what are you doing? Yogas and
Gentle,
okay.
easy, slow and
Fine.
easy. Pilates, yoga,
anything that kind of
walking, that brings me back down rather than heightens. Like I envy the women who I see out running, but my knees, I can't. Like that pain would, my body.
So
can't
any
take
kind
that
of stress
impact.
in work, there's a knock in work, there's a stress financially, there's a bereavement. Like you really will take that on.
Yeah,
your whole body.
Yeah, I feel it. Like I feel it.
Does your husband like that?
No, he's very laid back and very. I think as he's getting older, actually, the more he's feeling everything.
Wow.
I think he's getting far more aware of the kids getting older and missing out, and were we present enough, and were we. And he's amazing. I'm like, no, this is our.
We're good. Yeah,
we're really good. Like this is good. This is a good time. And it's a very new time for him as well, because I'm now in Dublin a lot and I'm away a lot because of the job that it is with content creation and with modelling and everything's in Dublin, and I'm in Galway. So he has to hold fort. So it's a new stage.
Do they miss mummy? Do they find that hard? Do they kind of like we get it, mum's dinner thing?
No, they're
good.
No, they miss me. And Fia, like,
it's hard.
Yeah,
I
she
find
turns
that
around.
hard.
She said, "You're going for 2 nights. You're going for 2 nights. Why do you have to?"
Even
go,
me
Mummy?"
gone early this morning. They're panic stations now. They're still very young, but like.
Yeah.
The leaving them must be hard. I know
Really
you're not
hard.
going to Jamaica for 3 weeks.
No, I know.
but-
And I never do more than 2 nights. Like, it's always, if I go to Dublin, it's a night. Or like last weekend, I went up and down in the night. So I got the City Link back. I was back by 2 a.m. so I could get up and be with them the following
God, you're working hard.
morning. But she'll get that. She'll understand that that's what you need to.
You are attending a lot of events. You're making sure you're visible, right?
Yes.
You're engaging in networking, which is really clever. You're, modelling, I think you're styling. Can I ask you, as a woman, because I've met you at a recent event, because I was like, I've booked you for this podcast, and then I saw you and I was like, this is fate.
Yeah.
And I saw you at that and you were looking divine. Do you find the upkeep, like you're naturally beautiful, but do you find the upkeep of the tan, maybe getting the hair done, the bits and pieces, the outfit, do you find that all like relentlessly exhausting, or do you actually really love that? Because I know what it's like to get in a car and put the bra on and put the dress on in a car, right?
Yeah.
I've been to like even Mary Hussey's book launch where I came from work, got stuck in traffic, had to check. Like, we've all done it. I come into the podcast some days, I'm a complete and utter, like, do you find that a lot for someone who has to really keep off the stress?
Yes, it's full on. And I think as well, when you're from the west of Ireland, you're from Galway, and you're entering that Dublin world of influencing and styling and modelling, it's a whole new world for you, really. But I think the upkeep of myself, that was one thing I was quite good at. I always liked to get my hair done. I always loved to put on a bit of makeup.
Why was that? When you were younger, like in your 20s? Or?
Do you know what? Probably the perfectionism in me.
Okay, so you were always good at minding your looks.
A certain way.
Was that built in from your parents?
My mum was beautiful and dressed so well and always looked so well. So maybe
she would have been a bit like mind yourself, look after you.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Did you feel it with men you had to look a certain way for them?
Probably. Yeah, if I'm honest with myself, probably. Not now. I'm naturally brown, so like I would always spend the time getting my highlights done. The tan for me is an absolute pain. We go to Spain a good bit. We're very lucky that my husband's family have a place over there. So Marbella, I don't have to think about the tan but then when I come back.
But you compare, do you look online, do you compare?
Yes,
oh,
I
you
compare
do?
all the time.
Oh,
and I still walk into a room
but
with
you
women
don't
in
want your
Dublin.
girls doing that?
I can't, I don't know how, I need to get better at that. So that's something I'm going to work on in 2026 is the comparison.
Yeah.
And believe me, before I walk into those events in Dublin, my anxiety is completely heightened.
On what? Go on what? What are you worried about?
That I don't belong, that they're all better than me, that they have
Jesus, Joe, I saw you and you looked like a supermodel at the thing and I was like, there's that woman.
I went to that on my own. Like I walked in
I'm the
on
same.
my
I
own.
walked in on my own.
Now, I was at a gorgeous table with people, but they were all from Dublin. Like I was the only, and I was late because I hosted a charity event in Galway that day. So I came in and I was in a fluster. But I think as much as I am anxious about going into these situations, when I'm then in them and I meet another woman and I start talking to them and we're all in the same situation, it is lovely. And I have to say, I haven't come across, there's very few negative experiences that I've come across in those social situations. Now, your social battery after them is so drained. Exactly. You're exhausted.
By and large, people are just like dying to meet you or rooting for you or just like, hey, what's up? And anyone that doesn't kind of avoids you anyway or bitches about you in the background, so it doesn't really matter.
And there'll always be one bitch,
and
no
it's
matter
fine.
where. Yeah.
It's like, let them at it. You can see they don't want to talk to you. It's fine. But you're correct, you will go home and it's like, box ticked, really glad I attended, lovely pictures there now, blah, blah, blah. But I'm completely with you, which is something my husband will never get. Your social battery, your level of drain, particularly for me because I give a lot, is completely gone.
Gone. You're
I'm actually just
exhausted.
feel like I've been drinking for 7 years when I do
Yeah.
an event or an MC. Like, it's tiring.
And that's it. Even if you're not having a drink that night, you're exhausted because you're just on. You're on all the time.
But you love it. It fills you up.
I do. And I feel like when I'm on, it's my natural on. It's not, I don't have to be somebody that I'm not. And I think that's really important. I think it's that you can be vulnerable in those situations. You can have that conversation with someone that I'm okay. I'm having an okay day. I'm not feeling 110%, but I'm good. And you do build up a lot of resistance in this world, in the online world. And I still get like weird messages from women and stuff. And now I just block them straight away. But back in the day, I bet you it would have affected me a lot different. But 99.9%.
What about rejection, Joe? What about you're the best one for the job, but someone doesn't fill you or and they don't book you? Or what about someone won't use you for that? Or what about someone who doesn't want to work? Like, how do you deal with? I find that's something in your 40s you start to get a bit better at, because your kids have to be good at that. How do you find rejection? And how do you go?
It's hard.
How
like,
do they?
And modelling, I went back to modelling in my 40s. Like, I don't get picked for the jobs, and I'm too thin, or I'm too tall, or I'm too blonde, or I'm too. But I kind of just pull myself back now. I'm like, okay, but something else will come along instead of that. So I'm much better at thinking that job.
There's something else for me.
Yeah, that job wasn't for me. That wasn't meant to be.
Talk to me about kids and content creation and online. Do you show your kids a lot? Are they visible? Do you talk about them? Are they not part of this brand?
I talk about them a lot. They are not part of my brand per se. I don't show their faces.
Great.
I show the side of their heads.
But they're not brand Joe.
They are not brand Joe.
Great.
And a lot of people would love them to be brand Joe.
No.
And I think it would probably, I think people love to see
You'd
people's
make a
kids.
fortune.
Absolutely, and I would love to show them off in beautiful clothes and stuff, but that is not for me. I don't want someone to be able to take a screen grab of their face. So side face, back of the head.
Yeah, nice.
I've had lovely
out.
offers to have kids and have their faces online, but and actually, I even took a step back recently. I thought there was some really good ad on the telly recently, and
I know,
about the guy going up the escalator.
I know, it's awful.
And whatever the little girl's name was,
data
like, hi,
thing,
how are you? And how are you today? And I saw you had a good game, and now I'm even conscious, God, maybe I shouldn't be giving their names, because it is a very scary space. And yeah, maybe I feel like maybe even I'm giving too much of them. But yeah, their faces are not up, but their names and their ages, and like always small. Like if you know where your kids go to school, you know their ages and their names, you know who they are. And so it's something I'm conscious of. Yeah, and maybe I even need to look into further of taking a little less away from them. But then I love talking about them on my page.
They're your family.
Yeah.
It's your family.
Yeah, they're my unit. So I would talk about them all day if I could,
Jo is a cutie. She's going on a date night tonight with the hubby. He's coming up. She loves her family. You can feel it. I can feel that there's no bullshit there. What is the hope and dream for this work and for your family? What is the hope and dream?
Oh, with that, I suppose I can continue to be a good mom and a good wife, but also have this lovely business for myself on the side and continue to succeed with my page Style by Jo and continue to grow. It's a hard place to be, and it's a hard place to show up every day. But the difference for me is I love it. And I think I'd love to take another year's career break. I'm like, if this continues as it is going, and I continue to do what I'm doing and maybe more styling work. I styled Miriam Hussey recently for Call Me Now, and it was the best day and the best shoot. She was an angel. I get such a buzz from that. So yeah, I think to continue working on myself and staying as kind of calm and more grounded in the new year, and then therefore everyone else will be more calm and grounded around me.
Wow, you're an incredible person. I didn't know what this conversation would bring. You're so incredible. You fill me with joy. You're very honest. You're actually someone I would love to spend time with. I didn't know what to expect, and it's funny, you deserve all the best. I do not think you're going back teaching for a while, and it doesn't matter what your mum or dad think or your husband. You're absolute beauty, and I think you're going to do really well in the space because you're yourself. So thank you so much, Joanna.
Thank you so much.
You're amazing.
To all my gorgeous listeners, because every parent deserves peace of mind, I'm thrilled to share that this episode is brought to you in partnership with Optimal Follow-On Milk, the #1 follow-on milk brand in Ireland. Optimal Follow-On Milk is a product you can trust. It's specially designed to support babies' growth and development, as it contains calcium and vitamin D. which contributes to the normal growth and development of bone. With over 50 years of dedicated breast milk research, Optimal Follow-On Milk brings science and care together to support your baby's journey. Optimal Follow-On Milk, your life, our science. And if you enjoy Little Birdie Told Me, it means so much to me if you like it, subscribe it, even review it or share it with others. Thank you so much.